Hello and welcome to Relay Graduate School of Education Summer Orientation 2018. This screencast is Relay's approach to curriculum and program overview. Here at Relay, we believe great teachers are made, not born. We believe you can be a great teacher, and Relay Newark has the tools and expertise to help you reach your full potential. Our goal is to ensure that children in underserved communities are equipped with caring, competent, culturally responsive teachers who positively impact their academic growth and character development. To achieve that goal, we leverage professional teaching standards, educational research and theories, and best practices implemented by champion teachers. Our curriculum is the result of thoughtful, standards and research-based proven curriculum design. It builds on the foundations of good teaching, allowing teachers to develop mastery in key skills, techniques, and understandings as they deepen their pedagogy and improve their practice. This curriculum is distilled into Relay's three-step approach to teacher development: learn, practice, perform. Let's explore the first step in the approach: learn. Teachers learn practical techniques that can be used the next day in the classroom from champion instructors who are themselves outstanding teachers. To facilitate the learning, curriculum is delivered 60% in person and 40% online. We focus on 4 elements of instruction proven to drive student growth and achievement and develop character. These 4 elements include self and other people, classroom culture, content, teaching cycle, which all drive student growth and achievement. The 4 elements in service of student growth and achievement spiral throughout Relay's curriculum. For example, you are introduced to coursework related to self and other people in your first term, like Summer 1. And you continue to develop critical skills and strategies to deepen your knowledge in this area throughout the program, all the way through Fall 2. Let's also look at an example of activities you might engage in within each element. For example, this summer you will begin to increase your skills and practice in the teaching cycle element by learning how to draft effective lesson plans. You will read and research best practices related to lesson planning, learn about implementation from master teachers with proven expertise in this area, observe master teachers using these techniques to work towards student achievement in their own classrooms, practice implementing the strategies and techniques with instructor guidance, implement the strategies and techniques in your own school setting, then reflect on your implementation with the intention of future improvement. Each term, you will be enrolled in 2 courses: 1 core, 1 content. Your core courses will focus on general pedagogy related to the 4 elements: self and other people, classroom culture, teaching cycle, and student growth and achievement. These courses are taught by full-time faculty members on weeknights. Your content courses will focus on developing content-specific pedagogy. These courses are taught by adjunct instructors on Saturdays. In both your content and core classes, you will learn techniques and strategies that are immediately applicable in your classrooms. Let's look at a testimony from Serena Bynum.
My name is Serena Burnham. I teach in North Star Academy High School. This is my 8th year teaching, and I taught in a couple of different states. What I do in Relay always pertains to exactly what my students need right then. It's amazing to me. Even though I've been teaching for several years, everything that I learn in Relay is applicable the next day, and I love that.
At Relay, we recognize that a teacher's time is in high demand. We have created a blended learning environment where all coursework is presented 60% in person and 40% online. This means you are expected to complete both online and in-person work. Your online work will be coded with required versus recommended. Required must be completed and will be part of your grade. Recommended is optional. It is recommended but will not be a part of your grade. However, knowing does not equal doing, which brings us into our second approach, practice. You will have frequent opportunities for practice with faculty and peer teachers. You will use video to record and analyze teaching in action. You will also be given immediate feedback to help refine techniques. Relay grounds our power of practice research from the following researchers: Daniel Cole, Doug Lamar, Eric Woolway, Katie Yezi, Malcolm Gladwell. Specifically, we think about deliberate practice, which was introduced by Anders Ericsson and Robert Poole. Anders Ericsson believes that deliberate practice is the key to achieving high levels of performance in any field. So what is deliberate practice? Deliberate practice entails engaging in a focused, typically planned training activity designed to improve some aspect of performance. During deliberate practice, individuals receive immediate informative feedback on their performance and can then repeat the same or similar task with full attention toward changing inferior or incorrect responses, thus improving the identified area of weakness. Here at Relay, when you practice, you will get immediate feedback that targets a specific skill in order to improve that specific area of weakness. Let's take a look at what deliberate practice looks like at Relay. While you watch the upcoming video, consider the following questions. What are the elements of practice at Relay? What is happening when they are using the yellow paper? And why do you think we do it?
Scholars, on go. We're going to turn and talk for 30 seconds with your partner on your left, level 1 voice. What is similar about the end of Naya and Salva's section? Go.
So I think that they both express an attitude of skepticism.
That's a really good answer. I'm going to call on you. Do you mind sharing that? Okay. Scholars tracking back up front in 3. Eyes up in 2. Conversation's over in 1.
The cues and your attention getters are always really clear, and that's just helpful for giving the structure during our training talks. When you lean down to talk in the warm call, it means that you are actually listening, so that was effective.
We push our residents not only to receive feedback and immediately implement it in their own practice, we also push them to give great feedback. If you can evaluate somebody else's teaching, name what's effective, and name what needs to change, that's really rigorous application of the material.
Research has shown that the closer the feedback is to the mistake, the easier it is to fix. If that feedback is way next week or a day later, it's much harder to implement.
Pausing you, Julie. You're getting lost in them a little bit. Do you see these two?
No.
This is a really good example. You've asked them to pause. You have these guys with you. They know that. I would hold sustained.
What happens is the teacher begins to feel what it's like to do this well, and they build what's called muscle memory, which is these things become instinctual. Teachers make about 10,000 decisions in the course of a minute. They're thinking about classroom management, they're thinking about the content, they're thinking about this student, they're thinking about what has to happen next. And so certain things have to become reflexive, and certain teaching practices have to get internalized. Deliberate practice is a great way to internalize those things and build the muscle memory.
Live coaching creates tighter feedback loops that builds automaticity and muscle memory in teachers.
Let's go back to our guiding questions. You should have answered that the elements of practice include student practice, receiving feedback, and doing it again, implementing the feedback you were given. The yellow paper that is used in the video is an example of what we call a feedback sheet. During in-person sessions, you may use color feedback sheets to evaluate the teacher teaching and provide them with the observable and specific action steps to improve the next round of practice or implementation in their classroom. Why do we do this? Relay practices with targeted feedback because we believe it builds muscle memory and provides rigorous application of the material you are learning or have learned. Through practice, you are able to better internalize the skills for a more effective implementation in your own classrooms. Let's think about your schedule. In-person sessions happen approximately 3 times per month. You will typically attend weekly, weeknight in-person core sessions and 1 to 2 in-person content sessions on Saturday of each month. Online work can happen whenever and wherever it is convenient for you. For additional details on your schedule, please check your student handbook and/or your calendar on campus. At Relay, we have an attendance policy. Relay's approach requires attendance. So make sure you are proactive about any conflicts with school events. You want to avoid absences. Missing more than 2 classes or 1 Saturday for the entire academic year will negatively impact your professionalism scores. In addition, repeated absences, 4 or more, may result in dismissal from the program. However, we understand things happen. If you are required to miss a session, graduate students may request to attend a different weeknight session by emailing their assigned faculty members. Relay excuses absence only when they are related to extreme circumstances outside of graduate students' control and not for school-specific conflicts. Again, when we think about knowing is not doing, we think about our last approach, which is perform. As a Relay teacher, you will use learnings applied directly to teaching in your own classrooms. You will then have P to 12 student data analyzed to inform instruction and continuously improving performance. Because of this, our teachers are able to drive P to 12 student success in academics and personal character development. You want to remember, make it happen in your classroom for your kids. Just like Jamie Escalante, an immigrant teacher from the book The Best Teacher in America and movie Stand and Deliver once said, we are all concerned about the future of American education. But as I tell my students, you do not enter the future, you create the future. The future is created through hard work. As you begin your teaching journey, remember that you have the opportunity to prove the American dream is still alive. This is Curriculum and Program Overview by Relay Graduate School of Education. Thank you, and have a great summer.